Chapter 4, you've changed. Stevie stares at you in disbelief, gripping at a tattooing needle in her hand. Ace? Hi, Stevie. We need to talk. In case you couldn't tell, I'm kinda busy here. Her gaze flickers untrustingly towards Tyler. What are you and Mr. Homecoming King selling yearbooks or something? I'll pass. I'd rather forget the last 4 years ever happened. It is important, Stevie. What part of I'm busy do you not understand? Too busy to explain this? You hand over the note you found in Gabby's backpack. Stevie scans it, her face pale. Without a word, she yanks you and Tyler into the garage. Inside, a kid is seated at the makeshift tattoo station. Sorry, Rob, but we're gonna have to finish this another day. But my tattoo's not done. If you want me to half-ass it, then by all means stay. Just don't come crying to me when it gets infected. Rob flinches, then all but runs out of the garage. Stevie slams the door behind him, then turns to you scowling. Look, I don't know where you found that note, but if you tell anyone about it, there's gonna be consequences. Then maybe you can swear you won't tell unless you want a little impromptu ink. Consider it a flash sale. The needle whirs aggressively in her hand. What are you gonna do, poke me with it? Come near her and I'll break her face. You really gonna hit a girl, hotshot? I mean, yeah, if you aggressively attack someone else, yeah, I'm gonna literally just one-punch man you. Okay. You both need to chill. We're here to talk, not fight. Seems like your buddy here has other plans. Well, you did threaten her. I was just trying to say that if you tried to... Enough. We didn't come here to intimidate you, Stevie, and we don't want any trouble. Stevie sighs and sets the needle down. What do you want, then? I want the truth in your own words. And what happens if I don't feel like sharing? Well, we'll find someone else who will, and you might not like what they have to say about you. Coming to you first was a courtesy, Stevie. I'm giving you the chance to defend yourself. Fine, just give me a second to think. She sits down heavily in a chair and Tyler pulls up to you beside, whispering in your ear. How are we supposed to question her when we don't even know what Stevie and Gabby were up to? This is how we find out. Let me start off by saying what Gabby and I were doing was strictly business. It was illegal, but we weren't hurting anyone. All of our clients were dumb kids who want to get to 21 and other shows or get an occasional drink. I didn't know Gabby had a drug problem. If I did, I would have pressed her about where she was spending all of her cut of money. So you and Gabby were selling fake IDs then? Stevie gawks at you, then Tyler, then back to you. I thought you already knew that. No, now we do. Stevie huffs out a laugh, slouching in her seat. Crazy how you can play me like a fiddle, even after all these years. Well, I mean, most people who are guilty, have no willpower, break very easily. Yeah, well, it comes with the job. Sometimes finding my way to the truth means getting a little creative. Don't get me wrong, I'm impressed. It's not easy to trick, and you make it look easy. And now that we already know that you're guilty of illegal activity, why don't you tell us the whole story from the beginning? Just don't snitch on me, okay? We're not here to screw you over, Stevie. We're just following a case. Stevie washes you for a moment and then nods. Gabby bought the supplies. I made the goods. We both delivered them and split the profits. We figured if they weren't coming to us, our clients would just go to someone else. Someone worse. I guess that's how we justified it. So, what's with the note then? You have to admit it reads as a threat. It kinda was. Gabby was getting cocky and doing handoffs on school grounds. Almost got us busted. I wanted her to stop before she got us both in hot water, so I slipped her a note, trying to warn her off. So this girl isn't as innocent as everybody and their mother thinks. And, that's the whole story. Pretty much, but if you don't mind, there are a few things I'd like to know. Is that so? Fine, you can ask us something. What the hell are you doing? You show up here with a note from a month ago, asking all these questions about stuff you shouldn't even know about. What's going on? I mean, have we even asked, like, more than one question? Like, you just ran at the mouth, like, let's be honest. We think Gabby was murdered. We're trying to figure out who did it and why. Hold up. What did you just say? Gabby was murdered, both Blake and I think so, and since the cops are doing jack all, it's up to us to solve the case. My god, you're serious, aren't you? So far the evidence is on our side. You quickly fill in Stevie on everything you know, because that's what good detectives do, I guess. Not really. Sarcasm. From Gabby's fake relationship with Tyler to strange cut you found on her hand. I'll admit that does sound sketchy, but didn't the cops say her cause of death was an OD? It was. We just don't think it was self-inflicted. Gabby and I weren't a couple, but we were good friends. I never saw any hints that she might be into drugs. Stevie, you spent a lot of time with her too. Did you notice anything suspicious? She thinks about it for a long moment, her eyebrows furrowed, and after a beat of silence, she shakes her head. Gabby was clearly hiding something, but I don't think she was a user. Do you think whatever secret she was keeping got her killed? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Stevie worries her lower lip between her teeth, giving you a skeptical look. I hate to ask, but are you sure you can handle this? This is serious stuff, and after what happened to your sister, Gabby's case has nothing to do with Perdita. Maybe not on the surface, but you've got that look in your eyes. I haven't seen it since she went missing. Stevie, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm being careful. I promise. It's easy enough for you to say that. I just hope you mean it. I might not have known her long, but Blake's a tough girl. As her official investigative assistant. He puffs his chest out proudly. Oh no. I promise I won't let her get in over her head. You and Stevie exchange amused looks. It cuts the tension, and the two of you laugh while Tyler looks puzzled. What's so funny? Nothing. You know, for a popular jock, you might be alright. Thanks. Anyway, I want to help however I can. I just wish I had some more specific leads for you. I'm assuming you didn't keep records of your clients' receipts, little black book. Absolutely not. Plausible deniability and all that, but I do have a pretty good memory if any of the customers were suspicious. That could point us in the right direction. At the very least, we'd have someone to question. Trouble is, I have no idea what to look for. You're way more experienced at this than I am, Blake. But maybe some of your questions will help narrow it down. What do you say? Feel like interrogating me for a little more? Giggity. Help jog Stevie's memory. I do have more questions. Where were you on the night of the murder? Well, there's gotta be answers rattling around somewhere in my brain. Let's hope you can shake them loose. Like you said, it's about asking the right questions. Okay, Stevie. When and how did the fake ID business start? Do you have any idea what she was using the money for? I'm assuming we're going to be able to ask all these, but just in case. Why team up with Gabby at all? How did word of this not get out? Are you still selling fake IDs? When and how did it start? Last January, a few days after winter break, I was working late in the art studio when Gabby showed up and said she wanted to help me expand my fake ID business. How did she even know about that in the first place? Guessing that didn't go well. It did not. I assumed it was someone's unfunny idea of a prank at first, but no, she was dead serious. Kinda scared me, actually. Obviously, I took her up on it, and in the end, we agreed to 50-50 split, no questions asked. The fairest business deal I've ever made. Yep, we get to ask them all. She clearly didn't want me to know, I'll tell you that much. I figured if I tried to pry, I risked losing a partnership. You don't even have any guesses? Well, I guess I get the feeling she was saving it for something. No clue what, though. For what it's worth, Tyler, I agree with you on the drug thing. I've had dealings with addicts before, and she wasn't acting like one. I knew it didn't add up. Seems like splitting the profits would mean less for you. Normally, yes, but this is Gabby we're talking about. Partnering with her meant having an in with Beechwood's elite. The rich and snooty, you mean? I won't argue with that. They just write checks. With Gabby at my side, I was easily able to double my client base and increase my prices by 50%. Wow. Besides, if I didn't team up with Gabby, she'd have found someone else. That would have been a hit to my sales anyway. So your partnerships were strictly motivated by money, then? Aren't most of them? Not entirely. I like Gabby, and if she was gonna sell the stuff, I figured she'd be safer with me than someone like Brett Morris. She definitely was. Thanks for looking out for her. Apparently I didn't do such a great job in the end, but you're welcome. I think I might know this one. Gabby never actually said she was making fake IDs. She always told us that she just knew a guy. That's exactly it. Some people did know, it's just that they didn't care. Really, I think the school's golden girl selling fake IDs would be grounds for scandal. It would be if the school acknowledged it, which is exactly why they looked the other way. Besides, if you found all this out while Gabby was alive, what would you have done about it? I would have turned her in. No, you wouldn't have. Not unless you had some strong incentive. Morally being right? Question mark? I don't know. Anymore, for me personally, just real quick, it's becoming more gray and less black and white, let's put it that way. You don't know that. You never told me James Sherwood, or Brett Morris, or Alex Shelton, or Erica. Alex Shelton sells fake IDs? No, he sells Adderall. Are you gonna turn him in for it? I guess not. I rest my case. Okay. Why? Do you want one? No, what's the point? No, just trying to figure out the odds of all this coming to the light. I haven't sold any since homecoming, but once things with Gabby are smoothed over, I'll be getting back to it. It's sad losing her, but stopping won't bring her back. Hey, Blake, are we about done here? I've got a group project meeting soon, and I still have to drop you off. That was my last question. Thanks, Stevie. You've been a big help. Actually, I was kind of hoping Blake would stick around. It's been a while since we hung out. Just the two of us. I can't even remember the last time I was here. Plus, if I'm going to be joining your investigation, we have a lot to catch up on first. I didn't say you were joining. Who said anything about you joining? Gabby was a business partner, we weren't best buddies, but if someone really did kill her, I want the bastard caught. And if our side hustle had anything to do with her death, I owe it to her to find the truth. We could use all the help we can get. Hey, let's recruit the whole school while we're at it! I guess the more perspectives we have on the case, the better. Just one thing, though. We all need to stick together. I figure. It's usually not my style, but this is an unusual situation. And you two don't seem that hard to put up with. Gee, thanks. What? You want me to gush about how you're the sweetest dude I've ever met? Because that's so not happening. Right. Alright, well, if that's settled, I gotta run. He salutes you both and jogs out of the garage door. Stevie shoots you a mischievous smile. Raid my parents' snack cabinet? Just like old times. A few minutes later, you're seated at Stevie's kitchen table, tearing into a mountain of junk food. I don't remember your house being this beige. Right, my parents painted the walls a few years back. Apparently they decided turquoise wasn't a grown-up color. Plus, I needed something generic. We've had to buy a lot of paint to cover up Sophia's wall scribbles. When Stevie mentions her little sister's name, it strikes you how long the two of you have gone without talking. I can't believe I still haven't met her. Oh, she's pretty cute, I guess, for being my parents' do-over baby. You know, that's a way to look at it. She sighs, a sad look in her eyes. I used to love having young parents. I got to do whatever I wanted. I guess even mom and dad have to grow up eventually, right? Stevie shakes herself, then looks at you with a mischievous smirk. Enough about me, I have to ask, is there something up with you and Tyler? He's just helping me investigate the murder. Yeah, is that all? You sure you're not mixing business with pleasure? Stevie, he's not the one I have a crush on. It's all business between us. Fine, I think he's cute, Sumi. I knew it. Why haven't you made a move? First of all, hardly know him. Second of all, we're investigating the death of his fake girlfriend. Emphasis on fake. I don't want to jeopardize the investigation. Plus, you haven't totally cleared his name yet. He may, in fact, be the killer. Like many movies. You fall for him, and then they try and kill you, too. You're too sensible for your own good. You've got to let yourself have a little fun every now and then. Within reason, of course. Tyler seems cool, but you never really know who you can trust. I'm a private investigator, Stevie. There are a few people in Beechwood I can trust. But since you mention it, anyone you think I should steer clear of? Not really. I'm just looking out for you. Relationships around here seem to turn into trouble. How do you mean? Take Tyler and Gabby. Their little romance was rocky, it wasn't even real, and that's why I avoid dating as a rule. Yeah, that's very lonely, though. That's a shame. You're a total catch. I mean, true, but most people in Beechwood don't see that. I'm no Gabby or Claudia, and the truth is, that's what most people want. Well, she said most, not all. Since when have you given a damn what most people think? Touché. I guess if the right person can see what a babe I am, then who cares about the rest? Well, now there's the Stevie I know. Stevie looks up at you and laughs. Listen to us. You're here 20 minutes and we're already talking about crushes like it's 6th grade. Some things never change. Hey, I have a great idea. We should... Before she can finish, the front door swings open. Honey, we're home. Stevie's parents waltz into the room with a little girl toddling after them. When she sees you, Miss Sun's eyes light right up. Blake, honey, what a nice surprise. Yeah, last time we saw you, Stevie still had headgear. Dad, can you not? It's nice to see you guys, too. I'm guessing this is Sophia? The little girl ducks shyly behind her mother's legs, peeking her head out to give you a bashful smile. Hi. Oh, don't be shy, sweetie. Here, go to Stevie. She scoops Sophia up and places her in Stevie's arms, almost in spite of herself. Stevie smiles as Sophia gurgles and laughs. Aw, that's cute. Well, Blake, I wish we could stay and catch up, but we've got an appointment with our financial advisor. Yep, that's when you know you've grown up. When you talk like rich people, and you're like, no financial advisor, yes, we've got to get brunch at, yes, the country club, yes. Stevie, remember to be careful when you cut up Sophia's food, okay? Okay, man, I totally forgot I agreed to babysit today. It's not a problem, is it? Stevie glances at you, sighs, and shakes her head. No, it's no problem, I'll watch her. You guys go. Thanks so much, sweetie. We'll see you later! Hey, look at that. It's my lifestyle. Here, take the kids. Bye! Then they hurry out the door again, leaving Sophia with you and Stevie. Mama, stay. I wish. Looks like it's just you and me, kiddo. Let's get you in your car seat so we can drive Blake home. Unless you want to stay, Blake. Not that I expect you to. I know babysitting a toddler isn't exactly peak excitement. Listen, have you never raised one? Diamond choice. Oh, seriously though. Children, little toddlers, peak excitement, okay? Especially when they puke. Oh, it's all over my shirt now. Oh, thank God. You're good with kids, right? I'm pretty much amazing. Kind of awful, actually. At this point, I'm an expert, let's be honest. In fact, tell your dad that if he needs a babysitter, I'm taking new clients. Wait, you're not gonna charge for me for this, are you? Not this time. Do you think you can keep Sophia entertained in the living room while I make her dinner? She's a toddler. It can't be that hard. You say that now. Stevie hands Sophia over to you, and you carry her into the living room. Okay, Sophia, what do you want to do?
Down.
Okay, I'll put you down. You set her down on the floor where she immediately starts toddling back and forth the kitchen. Sophia, wait, you're not supposed to go in there. She ignores you. Picture book, cute teddy bear, dollhouse. We're gonna go with cute teddy bear. You hold up a bear and start talking in a squeaky voice.
Hi, Sophia, I'm a teddy bear and I love you. Anna? You love me, Sophia. Yeah!
She giggles at the bear for a few moments, but then she snatches it out of your hands and throws it across the room. Okay, someone woke up and choose violence. That's me every single day. That's fine, we can play with something else. You look around the room for something else to entertain Sophia, but she's already headed back to the kitchen. Sophia, I already told you not to go in there. So what you do is throw a book at the back of her head. What was our other choice? We don't throw the dollhouse, clearly. You chase Sophia into the kitchen, where she makes a beeline for Stevie. Sophia, get back here. Stevie's busy.
No!
Steve, things weren't going well in the living room. Well, they were for a little bit. 20 seconds. Toddlers don't exactly have the best attention spans. Well, her dinner's ready, so it's just as well. Thank goodness. You set Sophia up in a high chair as Stevie scoops the food up into her little plate. Okay, Sophia, here's a yummy bite of cream corn. You want cream corn?
No.
Are you sure? It's really, really tasty. Listen, you have to do the airplane. Okay, I hear on TikTok it's a thing that everybody likes, okay? Me, everyone's opening their mouth right now, apparently, when I do that.
No, no, no.
Is the sky blue?
No.
See, she's a smart one. Is your name Sophia?
No.
Oh, I see the problem. You just learned the word no, didn't you?
No?
How about I give it a try? She takes the spoon and silently offers it to Sophia. She happily takes the bite.
Yummy.
Now, do you think you can eat the rest yourself? She's a toddler. That's a no. Sophia nods and Stevie hands her the spoon. She happily continues eating, only spilling some corn onto the table. Hey, I think she likes you. While we were in the living room playing, all she wanted was to get back to you. I was in the kitchen. She was hungry. Yeah, but not hungry enough to eat when I tried to feed her. She wanted you to do it. I'm sorry, we were trying to feed her? Where's the whole, we take the spoon and corn, we try and feed Sophia? Didn't exist. I bet it's just because she knows me and not you. Stranger danger and all that. After Sophia finishes eating, you all settle in the living room and Stevie puts on Sesame Street. Amazing. We sat on this same exact couch and watched the same exact show when we were her age. And you would always want to turn it off whenever the count came on screen because you thought he was scary. I'm not scary. It's time to count! One! Listen, if you ain't at least smiling right now, I don't know what to tell you. Vampires don't belong on shows for babies. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Well, then you're dying on this alone. Well, Sophia doesn't seem to mind. In fact, Sophia doesn't seem to be paying much attention to the TV at all. She's standing on one of the shelves, trying to reach something. What are you looking for, Sophia?
Wanna cool.
Color? You want a color? Stevie gets up and heads over to the shelf to grab a colorful, exquisite art kit.
Cool.
Stevie opens up the art kit and spreads that out on the table. Sophia grabs a piece of construction paper and immediately goes to work. Stevie follows suit. This is quite the art kit for a 2-year-old, huh? Yeah, tell me about it. Never got stuff like this when I was a kid. Yeah. It's typically how they teach the first one that comes out of your, womb. Everybody else gets really cool stuff. The first one gets nothing. We played with our art kits all the time. We played with your art kit all the time. It was green, had more than just one single piece marker for skin tones or peach. Huh, it never occurred to me that you didn't have one. Ever wondered why I always wanted to play at your house and not mine? I always liked your house better. Your mom let us eat junk food before dinner and ride in the car without booster seats. Stevie laughs, but there's a tension to it. Yeah, those were the days. She looks down at her work, suddenly silent. Stevie, are you okay? Yeah, just, I don't know if this ever occurred to you, but my parents didn't exactly want to have me. Did they tell you that? No, of course not, but they were basically kids themselves, and Mom was visibly pregnant in their wedding photos. I only spent so much time at your house because my parents were busy working, so they could afford having a kid. We never minded having you over, Stevie. I liked your company. It's just hard. Watching them struggle to find babysitters and scrape together enough money and all that, and you end up feeling guilty, you know? I know that it's stupid. It's not my fault. The condom broke or whatever. Jesus Christ. But I didn't understand that when I was younger. I just knew something was off. Stevie, unplanned doesn't mean unloved. The way I see it, the fact that they worked so hard shows you how much they cared. I know that they love me, but this is gonna sound really bad, but I don't mean it that way. They don't love me the same way they love Sophia. It's just different. They're always telling me off for swearing. Remember all the trouble I got in for saying damn in the first grade? Where do they think I learned it? Do you want your parents not to swear in front of you? Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess it just makes me feel like a lost cause, you know, like they're finally ready to be parents, but not to me. Your parents don't think you're a lost cause. What makes you so sure? Because they'll... I kinda want to see where this goes from Pixelberry's perspective. Yeah, I'm gonna go. If they're as precious with Sophia, as you say, do you really think they'd be okay with leaving her alone with someone they didn't trust? So what? I'm useful as a third parent? Great. That's about what I thought. You said yourself that they were basically kids when they had you, right? Yet they trust a kid around their kid. Clearly they know they did something right. Yeah, it's called the School of Hard Knocks. And Stevie, I promise that I'll always see your worth. You ever need to remember that someone cares for you? Call me up. I don't care if it's 2 a.m., I'll answer. Even after all these years? I mean, yeah, always, I promise. You're too good for this world, Blake. Way too good. Can I quote you on that? Pretty sure plenty of people in Beechwood would disagree. Sophia tugs at Stevie's sleeve. Got something to show me, kid? Sophia holds up the picture. Hey, is that you, Stevie? That just looks like a girl to me. Oh, that's a bit generous. It looks like a scribbled circle with hair. Stevie, she's 2.
Stevie!
See? It's definitely a picture of you. And she even got your bangs right. Did you really draw a picture of me, Sophia?
Stevie!
Thank you, Sophia. I really, really love it. Stevie starts blinking rapidly. Stevie, are you crying? No, thanks for sharing your art kit with me for all those years, Blake. You're welcome. And thank you too, Sophia. I know you don't understand right now, but someday maybe you will.
Stevie!
I'm gonna get a lift home. Looks like you and Sophia need some time. Before you go, Stevie stands up and hugs you tightly. Thanks for staying. I didn't realize how much I needed this. Next time you want to hang, you know where to find me. We'll talk at the end of the video. Monday passes in a blur, but it's hard to care about classes and grades. Somehow the mundanities of life just continue. You're on your way to meet Stevie and Tyler at the end of the day when Millie sidles up to your locker. Hey you, what'd you get up to this weekend? I thought we were gonna go thrifting. I was pretty busy following leads. It was actually really productive. I ruled out a couple of suspects, and now Tyler and Stevie's son are going to help me investigate. You're still on that? And working with Tyler Woods? What do you mean? Of course I'm still on that. The work's not done. I haven't found the murderer yet. Have you considered that you're reaching here? What if the cops are right? They're not. I'd love to be wrong, but I have to know for sure. And what if you are right? People are going to realize you're digging. People, including the so-called killer. It isn't safe. I never claimed it was. Okay, well, make it up to me and hang out tonight. I need to get out of my house. My mom's book club is coming over, and they get rowdy. A book club gets rowdy. Okay. She gets a shy smile on her face. Plus, I've got something I want to talk to you about. Really? I really wish I could, but I'm already meeting up with Stevie and Tyler. Just then, you hear a voice over your shoulder, and simultaneously see Millie's expression go through a battle between panic and melty. Ooey gooey joy. Hey Millie, I was looking for you. Toby Meyer, AV Club President, computer whiz, and apparently the object of Millie's affection. He would be the total Revenge of the Nerds material if he weren't baffling cool. Hey, Toby. Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Millie just had something she wanted to talk to me about. Millie casts you a shut up glare, and it clicks. On second thought, maybe we should catch up later this week. If you can scrounge up any free time in between all your wild goose chases. Ouch! Harsh, but fair. Listen, I really think this is a bad idea, especially working with Tyler. If you knew what I knew... She cast Toby a leading glance. Listen, Blake, it's none of my business, but I found some stuff about Tyler you might want to see. Why were you digging into Tyler's business? I wasn't. I stumbled across it by accident. Uh-huh. And he told me, because I already had concerns about what you're doing. And that doesn't matter. If you're going to be investigating an alleged murder with this guy, you should know about his past. First of all, keep your voice down. Second of all, Millie, you told Toby about the case? Well, this kind of dilutes the water, doesn't it? Maybe. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? Sorry, I just thought because Toby's a friend and all. Uh-huh. Don't worry about it. I never actually said not to mention it. Now, what is this all about? I can assure you Tyler's not a suspect. I thought so at first, but he wants to find the killer as much as I do. That doesn't mean you can trust him. I'm not saying he's a killer, but he could be still a bad dude. In spite of yourself, you remember Donovan's words from your dinner with his family. He's got secrets, Blake, okay? I don't know what they are, but Gabby did, and for some reason, she was covering it up. Maybe she decided she couldn't cover for him anymore. Okay. I trust you, Millie. I know your heart's in the right place. I get that you're trying to protect me, and honestly, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you see that. I just really hope to make sure you're safe. Someone's gotta try. You remember running from Tyler in the woods, the fear you felt. For what it's worth, I still think Tyler's innocent, though. So anyway, you know how I'm president of the AV club? Yeah, we know. You and Millie, startled, caught up in your own dramas, Toby awkwardly nudges his way back into the conversation. Right, tell her what you found. I, found some stuff on the servers that you really should see if you're gonna continue working with Tyler. What kind of stuff? Some photos, and we should really just show you it's complicated. Diamond choice. Alright, let's see what you kids got. Her outfit looks kinda cute, by the way. It won't be long, I promise. Just follow me to the computer lab. As you start to walk down the hall, Millie squeezes your hand. I'm just looking out for you. I know, thank you. Oh my god, is it him shirtless? A minute later, Toby's seated at one of the back school desktops, with you and Millie watching. Yeah, something up with the school computers. I don't think I've ever had one take this long to load. The computers are fine. We're accessing the mirror server archives, which is a massive amount of data compared to what you're used to. Do you know that the school automatically saves backup copies of everything you upload? Toby was telling me all about it. Really? The school spares no expense, truly. A server this size is definitely costly, but it's not too hard to do. I've set up a personal server at home for similar purposes. You're a genius, Toby. Listen, the other server at home is for, you know, he's watching it. It's actually a very simple script that tells the system to duplicate a file to a remote server. Or just about anyone familiar with the basics of scripting could do it. I guess I don't really know that much about computers. Millie looks away, disappointed. You shoot her a sympathetic smile. Okay, here are the files. See for yourself. Oh my god, it's a woman in a Polaroid. April Morris. You think she's a freshman or sophomore, maybe. She hasn't made enough of a splash to be on your radar, and her biggest claim to notoriety is to be a good girl counterpart to her older brother, notorious bad boy and petty criminal Brett Morris. So, someone took a picture of April Morris in her track uniform. It's hardly a big deal. That's just the start. He scrolls down and your eyes widen as you see a series of pictures of a blonde girl, presumptuously April, convulsing on the ground, gripping her arm. Looks like she's having a seizure. That's what I thought too. And take a look at the file name. Tyler Woods expel case. Wait a second. We don't know the context of these. Tyler's not in the photos. He might have been the one taking them, or might be related in some way we don't see. Okay, listen. How do we know she's having a seizure? They're photos. They just admitted they're photos. So how do we know she's convulsing? There's not a clip. There's not a video. There's not. I'm just saying. It doesn't take a detective to figure that out. Hell, these could even be evidence for why the school shouldn't kick Tyler out. These photos were found on the mirror server, and the mirror server only. Someone deleted them from the main server. So, they could very well have been deleted to prevent a situation like this, where students find them and make assumptions. Well, whoever deleted them did an administrator delete, so the server didn't leave a record, so they existed. That's a lot of extra work. Oh my god, it might be the server administrator. That doesn't mean Tyler was the one who deleted them. Maybe it was April. Wait, there might be a way for me to figure out who deleted the photos. Toby opens up another window and starts rapidly typing. I thought you said they were deleted in such a way that nobody could know they existed. Yeah, well, listen, we have ways, don't ask. Okay? It's why certain parts of the government branch in America, as well as 100 and some other countries, have forensic computer people that literally and figuratively do this shit for fun. That's true, but if I run a list of who accessed this portion of the server... You wait a few seconds as the process runs on the screen, then Toby sits back. Bingo! Only 2 users. Presumptually, one of them was the user who uploaded the photos in the first place, but what about the other? Her name is Gina Vero. Uh-huh. Gabby. No way! I'm so shocked. Wow. Hold my beer. Tyler's tied up some mysterious photos, and Gabby knew. Blake, you've got to stop associating with Tyler now. It's dangerous! Why? Because if Gabby deleted a bunch of photos that are somehow linked with Tyler, we clearly don't have the full story. Besides, I can't just cut ties with him. Gabby's the one who deleted these photos. Hardly seems fair to cut Tyler off until I know more. This isn't actually fairness. You just want to know what happened. Duh, Tyler's my friend. I'm your friend, too. Yeah, well, get over it. Millie, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years. Blake, I'm really, really scared for you, and you're not even listening to me. Did you say something? Doesn't it matter to you that there's a killer out there? I need to bring them to justice. No, you don't. It's not your job, and there might not even be a killer in the first place. Yeah, well, I can't just move on until I find out. Why? Like, I swear to God, it's either Pixelberry's attempt to make her sound really sus, right? Like, really sus right now. Like, you've now been added to the list. Millie stares blankly at you. You're obsessed. I have to go. Tyler and Stevie are waiting for me. You linger for a second, looking from Millie's stricken expression at Toby, looking like he wishes he could just disappear, and walk away. You've got a job to do. You rush off towards the school library and quickly find Tyler waiting at a table. Hey, sorry I'm late. Got held up by some friends. That's okay. Stevie's not here yet either. Okay, well that's good. Actually, because there was something I wanted to ask you. And just then, Stevie rushes in, looking even more out of sorts than usual. Hey guys, so sorry, but I don't think I can help you today. Why? It's freaking Brett Morris trying to poach my customers again. April's brother? Crazy. What's so crazy about two people being siblings? You shake your head. Not important right now, go on. I've been spending the last hour putting out fires, and now the school is over, it's even worse. Hang on, wasn't Brad arrested a year ago? Apparently got released a couple weeks ago. Didn't take him long to get back into trouble, did it? It seems like you both knew him personally. But Tyler and Stevie start looking or talking rapidly over each other. He doesn't even care about anyone but himself. Worst kind of rich kid. And he's an absolute douche. One at a time, please. She seems to know more. He's a main rival for the sales less than legal products at the school, except unlike me, he sucks. Sucks how? He steals stuff from people who can't afford to replace it, sells bags of oregano to freshmen, that kind of thing. You want some fresh green, fam? Have some oregano? Oh my god, I don't know why this is so funny, but that is pretty funny. And I hear he's done some bad stuff to girls. Did he? I know he and Claudia were dating, but they always seemed fine together. Claudia honestly seemed happier after they broke up. Maybe Gabby did Claudia a favor then. What are you talking about? The breakup happened because of the arrest, not because of Gabby. And who do you think was the one who got him arrested? You're joking. It was just after she signed on to sell with me. She wanted to eliminate the competition by turning him in. Personally, I thought it was a dirty trick, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over a slime ball like Brett. So Gabby was the one who turned Brett in? I just said that, yeah. And Brett was released from jail a few weeks ago. Why are you smiling? It's not good news. Think about it. Depends on your definition of good news, because I think we just found our new #1 suspect. What, besides Millie? What? I know you're thinking it too. Leave me alone. Alright, so without further ado, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below. Links to a bunch of stuff, including social media, and a few links to support me and the channel. Remember, there's also the join and thanks features of YouTube. Feel free to check those out if you'd like. It'd be greatly appreciated if you do support this channel. And make sure that if you do subscribe, to hit that bell notification, or that icon, so you'll receive a notification. And I appreciate every single one of you that watch my content. Now, as I said, we were going to talk a little at the end of the video. I'm going to make this very short. As a person who, I didn't have any siblings growing up, right? My mom was never around. I never knew my dad. Still don't know my dad. My mom only really came into my life when I was about 16 years old, give or take. And so, you know, my mom to me was an angel, right? She would come to town here or there, once a month or so, unless she was, you know, in a disagreement with her, man at the time, who all was on and off stepfather. I didn't really find him all that intellectually stimulating. He was kind of like a slime ball himself, and lo and behold, over the course of time, I found out he did a lot of mean things, bad things, and we'll get into that some other time. So, long story short is, I was I had a bad home life. I was raised by my two grandparents, basically, and they did pretty much everything under the sun to me. So I excelled education wise, and I got out at 16. Then lo and behold, at 18, my mom has become pregnant. So she needs me because, again, stepfather was a slime ball. And then began the long, arduous having children thrown at me, and me being the babysitter, me being the third parent. Yeah, it's been exhausting. It's been exhausting. And unfortunately, my two brothers aren't. They didn't become normal children, right? There was no goo goo gaga. There was no saying my name. There was no I love you. There was unfortunately none of that. Unfortunately, they're both also nonverbal. So yeah, feeling love, right? From them is something that really doesn't exist. So there is none of that, hey, look, Sophia drew a picture, of her sister and all that. And you because of their circumstances and everything else, you still are a parent. You will continue to be a parent until the day that they pass or you pass. Unfortunately. So I've literally had in a roundabout way toddlers for 20 years now. Raising these kids as my own quintessentially. So again, had to become an adult very, very early, and then had to continue being an adult very, very early, and never really put myself out there or thought about myself. And then you look at how you were raised, right? And you're like, yeah, no. So I definitely feel Stevie on the whole situation with Sophia. I really do. Again, it's a long journey. If you ever want to hear about it sometime, there's times where I'll talk a little here and there. I don't really put myself out there on information that I give you guys, like little drops in a bucket over, like, what have I been doing this for 11 years on YouTube? Little drops in the bucket over time. So yeah. Feel free to come over on the Twitch when we stream, which I'll be streaming later this evening, and you can ask me whatever questions you'd like. Anyway, without further ado, love you beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.